Hi everyone, it's Jill Foster here with a closer look at Penny Black's newest collection of stamps and dies called First Snow. And I love this collection because it has lots you can use for Christmas, but a lot you can use all throughout the winter months. And for some extra fun today, we have a giveaway for you, our YouTube watchers. To win a $50 shopping spree to our online store, be sure to subscribe here to our channel and leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you're already a subscriber, just leave a comment to be entered for the giveaway. And before we begin taking a closer look at all of the new products and the cards designed for inspiration, I wanted to mention the best way to find these products in our online store is to click on the new section over on that left hand side, and I will have that linked for you down in the YouTube description box below. So let's get started. The first thing we'll take a look at today are our new cling stamps. And for me, these are like the definition of woodland elegance. So the first one we're looking at here is called Wintertide. And I have a couple pieces of cardstock here just cut down so you can get an idea of how these fit on a standard A2 size card, 4¼ by 5½. Now you can definitely use them on that size card, or you can go up a size if you like and use on a 5×7. Now you can see this stamp is awesome for scenic stamping. It has a great perspective, sort of a road going into the back. And here's a look at the card that I've created with this stamp. I've also added some layering, so some white embossing of some branches and some extra trees stamped in the background. And you can see that gorgeous focal point tree right in the middle. It is just beautiful and a really fun stamp to work with. So now we will grab the next cling stamp. This is called Winter Woodland. And I love this sort of skyline view of the trees in the winter. You can see it fits perfectly on that A2 size card. And I think this is great for creating a sort of nighttime or sky background, as I've done on my card. Just masked off part of the bottom of that stamp and stamped it all in one color and painted the sky. Now this stamp is 40-705 Bauble Beauty. And it has a lovely brushstroke watercolor look, but you can also go in and color all those different baubles in different colors. You could put glitter on them, stickles. There's lots of different things you can do. Here's the card I've created with this. It's nearly one layer, and I also added some extra snow to those branches using some gouache white paint. Now here we have 40-714 Before the Snow, a gorgeous tree. I think this would be beautiful just embossed in white on colored cardstock or with an ink background. It fits perfectly, as you can see there, on that A2 size card. And I've made a couple of cards with this. Here I've stamped it in the background of one of our other new stamps, which I'll show you in a minute. And here I've used it in the foreground of this scenic card. So you can see you can kind of layer up this tree, vary the heights at which you stamp it onto your card, and create some really fun nature themed stamping, which again is great for the holidays, but also great for masculine cards, winter birthdays, New Year's cards, whatever you are needing. Now this is called Snowflake Pattern. It's item number 40-706. You can use it either way, either portrait or landscape style, and it's a nice large size that will completely cover your standard size card. Here I have embossed this in white on my background. You can see I have embossed the entire background, but I only applied my ink to the center. So I did some sponging of some Memento flannel gray ink there just in the center of that card and kind of let it fade out. Here I masked off the sentiment before I stamped the background and then did my sponging. So you can see this is really beautiful stamped and embossed in white. Now here is that bird stamp you got a peek at before. This is 40-707 Winter Tales. I love the possibilities with this stamp and just the cute way that those birds are looking at each other. And here you can see where, again, I stamped that as the focal point. This is a little bit larger size card. And this is really easy to cut a mask for. So I just used Eclipse masking paper and stamped it and then cut it out. It's very easy cutting. I layered it on top of my stamped image, and then I could go ahead and stamp those trees in the background. And you can do whatever you want in the background then. The possibilities are really endless. Now here are some more birds. This is 40-716 Misty Melody. You get the bird sitting on the branch and then an extra branch if you want to do some other scenic stamping or combine it with some other stamps that you may have. So you can see there just for sizing on the A2 size card. And I've made a couple of cards with this stamp. The first is this one here where this is a 1-layer card. I stamped and colored the birds, then cut a mask from Eclipse masking paper, and then went ahead and did my background stamping with a variety of different stamps. And then here I went a little bit more simple. I just stamped those birds and colored them with my alcohol-based markers and fussy cut them out and added them with some die cut. So again, lots of possibilities with those birds and that stamp set. And then this is 40-713 conifer wreath. I love how unique this wreath is. The elegant sort of movement of the branches in the background. It fits really beautifully onto a standard size card. Now the cards I've made with it are square cards. And here you can see I have just stamped that and done some watercoloring. You could also turn this and stamp it lots of different ways, or even just use a portion of the image. You could combine it with those birds we just saw. And here's a very simple card where I've just stamped that and painted it in, and you can see that center portion really leaves the perfect place to add a beautiful sentiment. So speaking of sentiments, we'll take a closer look now at 3 new sentiment sets that are part of this collection. So the first is called Winter Chill, and this is item number 30-627, and I'll just kind of read through these so you can see them better. When the world changes when it snows, we go together like hot chocolate and marshmallows. We go together like a sweater in winter. Snowflakes are just angel kisses. When it snows, you have 2 choices, shovel or make snowmen. Winter, a time for comfort. The chill of winter is warmed by family and friends. We're like snowflakes, unique, one of a kind. Hope this season finds you all wrapped up and happy, and one kind word can warm 3 winter months. And you can see this set is great for the holidays or for through those winter months to get more out of your holiday stamps. This next set is called 30-648 Holy Season. It's got some more beautiful sentiments: a silent night, a star above, a blessed gift of hope and love, sharing with you the glory, the wonder, the miracle of this holy season. May joy be your gift at Christmas, and may faith, hope, and love be your treasures in the new year. May you have the gift of faith, the blessing of hope, and the peace of his love at Christmas and always. Have a blessed Christmas and New Year, and the best gifts around any Christmas tree, the presence of a happy family all wrapped up in each other. So you can see some really beautiful sentiments in that one. And then this next one, 30-649, A Frosty Hello, again can be used Christmas or throughout the year. Have a cool holiday, happy winter, windy, wintry, wishful. Enjoy this magical season. Frosty friends make winter warm. Eat, drink, take naps, be merry. Love that one. Merry everything every single day. May your days be merry and bright. When snow falls, nature listens. Winter is warmer with you, and a frosty hello. So again, all of these sentiment sets are very versatile, and you'll see them used throughout the cards as we continue looking at them. So next we'll take a look at Hedgie and some of his friends. This first stamp set is a miniature transparent set called 30-640 called Leap of Joy, and it does have an exact match die available, 51-578 Leap of Joy cutout, or Heap of Joy cutout, sorry about that, and the stamp is Heap of Joy. They're all heaped up, standing up on top of each other. So you can see here I've combined them with die cut sentiment. They're already got that great stacked up look. I think these guys would be great for birthday cards, winter birthdays, some of those just winter hello type of cards. Now this next miniature transparent set is 30-633 Snow Builders. I love the little animal shapes for their snowmen that they're making there, and the little guy pulling the sled. He's the one I've used on my card. I just stamped that, simply colored him in with my markers and fussy cut him out. Just added him with some die cuts. Now if you're interested in any of the other products shown on these cards, they will be on our blogs with complete lists and links of all the Penny Black supplies used in the next couple of weeks, and I'll put more info about that down in the description box below too. Now this one here is 30-637 Blizzard Buddies. You can see it stamps this adorable little scene. Now I went ahead and just fussy cut out the little house and the smoke coming up from the chimney because I love how tiny and cute they look down in that little house, and I wanted to pair that with sort of a big sky and some die cut trees in the forest. This is 30-643 Cuppa. Again, another great stamp that can be used all year round or for Christmas or for sort of the winter season. I love the sentiment hug in a mug that comes with it. It also looks great with the we go together like hot chocolate and marshmallows sentiment from one of our new sentiment sets. And I've just kind of popped those guys into some of our creative dies there. And then finally, we have the miniature transparent stamp set 30-646 Starlight. I love how these guys are gazing up at the stars. You have a lot of different things you can do. Because they're looking up here, I decided to fussy cut them out and add them with a stamped and die cut background. And you could do a really bold dynamic background with that, some stars, splatters, whatever you're in the mood for. So we have a few more cute critters to take a look at next. And this next full-size transparent stamp set is called 30-630 Festive Frolic. And it does have an exact match dies available, the Festive Frolic cutout, item 51582. And I think these are so, so cute. Again, a lot of them can be used for just winter birthday cards, but you can also use them for Christmas. And here I'm just pulling out the dies and letting you know which ones they will cut out for you. And that little bear, do have that one colored and ready for a card, just haven't had a chance to get him onto a card yet. So you can see here, this set is so versatile. If you're looking to add a critter set, I highly recommend this one and the exact match dies because you get a lot of different critters and a lot of different poses and sort of different ways that you can use them. So it's really versatile. So I'll just slide these over here and make room to show you the cards that I've made with this set. I went a little crazy with it because these are just so fun to stamp ahead of time, cut out with the dies, and then just have fun putting your cards together. So here's that little penguin and bird and just popping out through that creative die. Here I have the sledders, so just very easily cut a corner of the card to make a hill and have them sliding down together. And here they are sort of building their tree and the snowman, and I love how that looks with that sentiment. That's just such a fun, happy sentiment to me. And then finally, I wanted to do something with this little penguin, so I decided to pair him with this big, massive sky, just to sort of do the opposite of the two. And I've added one of our new die cut snowflakes. So this is a legal size card. It would fit in a legal size envelope like the kind that you see like your bills come in. Now the next critter stamp set is called 30-638 Merrymaking. Another really fun set where you're getting the little cat and the snowman and the bunny all right there in a scene together. I just stamped and fussy cut those out and then added them to my card. Again, using that other sentiment that I just love, which is another great match with this stamp set in particular. And then this next stamp, if you love dogs or you happen to have a dash hound, is definitely a must-have. This is 30-645 Delightful Dash Hound. You get great sentiment dash hound through the snow to wish you a Merry Christmas. And those are separated, so again, you could use them for Christmas or just to say hello. You could change that up. Here I've fussy cut him out and just added him inside of a die cut wreath. And now we'll take a look at some sweet characters that are part of this collection. Again, great for Christmas or any of your wintertime card needs. So this set is another miniature 3x4-inch transparent set called Cozy Cuteness. I love just that little penguin in there is enough cuteness for me. And this includes the exact match dies. They are available, and those are called the Cozy Cuteness Cutout. And I love sets like this because you can go so many different directions with the color scheme that you choose to color their clothes. So here I decided after I die cut them out to stack them up and have that little penguin reminding us all to stay cozy. Now this next stamp is 30-644 Bundled Buddies. Just take this off here so you can get a better look at that. Such a sweet illustration. Also a really nice sentiment as well. It comes with that miniature set. And I've made a couple of cards with this. Again, I love all the different ways that you can color the clothes. Different color schemes. You can totally change it up. You could even personalize it for someone if you know what their favorite colors are. So here you can see just a couple of variations with that image. And then finally, our last little sweet character is a miniature transparent stamp set. This is 30-647 Sweet Sledder. And oh, she's pulling this little sled with her teddy bear. She's a fun snowsuit on there. Here I've made a card. I just colored her and fussy cut her out, did an inked background, and added some die cut snowflakes. Really nice, fun match with that sentiment as well. So now we have some more transparent stamp sets to look at, and I think these really fit into the category of elegant and whimsical designs. This is 30-634 Wintry Whites. So unique, so different than the typical stamps that you often see this time of year. Here's the card that I've created with that, just very simple coloring and then fussy cut that out. And I'll be sharing more with you in just a little bit about that awesome die cut frame that you saw there. This is 30-641 Baubles and Bows. So you can see you can stamp the bow across the top and then add the bell and the ornament sort of hanging down from that. I love the way the little bows are illustrated for that. It just gives it such a homey or homespun look to it. And then next, this is a standard size transparent set, 30-632 Sparkling Sprigs. Lots of different images in here. The card I used the sort of the holly and berries and the poinsettia, but you get that garland up at the top, a wreath, and some really great sentiments. So here you can see the card that I've made sort of highlighting that poinsettia and the holly and berries that are included. This next set is this is like in my top 3 or 4 from this release. This is 30-639 Splendid Spruce. So you get all of these really unique trees that you can use for your nature stamping winter backgrounds, but you can also add them to these unique little vases or pots, and you can mix and match which sizes you want to go into which size of pots, or you can use the trees on their own. And so for my card, I lined them up. I wanted to use them all. And so I've lined them up and done them at varying heights with the different sort of vases that look down at the bottom. But so many different ways you can use this stamp set, and it's very unique, very fun. This is a miniature transparent set, 30-642 Blessed Birthday. I especially love the curve that you get down here at the bottom. I think it really lends itself well for fussy cutting out, and just here I've added it down at the bottom of my card along with a very meaningful sentiment, and your card is complete. So this is just a really special stamp if you're looking for a more religious theme stamp or card. Now here is some of the whimsical sets. This is 30-635 Winter Whimsy. And I love the sort of happy way that these are illustrated. I think these are fun if you're looking for a modern look or you want to pair them with some critter or hedgy stamps or something that's very clean and simple. So with these, I've made a set of 4 clean and simple cards using the different stamps that are part of this. I've added some vellum behind there just for some extra interest, some sequins and some pearls to embellish these. These are really great if you're doing mass producing of cards. They just have a fun, happy look to them. Like I said, they're very whimsical. And you can even use them just for a touch of stamping in the background. Like here I've used that sprig in a very light gray, and you can see how much that adds to the background. Or you could use the wreath just stamped in a light gray and add your birds or a hedgy sort of peeking out from that. And then finally we have our 30-629 Christmas Cottage. These again are so whimsical. I can't get over how cute the little cabins are and the trees. The trees I think are like a total hidden gem within this stamp set. So here I have a couple of cards where I've used the cabins, I've stuck in the little fox, and I just kind of paired that up with one of our older creative dies. Here's another one where I've used the cabins and a couple of the trees, just fussy cut those out. And then here I wanted to show you how fun those little trees are. So I've just used a few of those stamped in light gray, and they mix and match really well with our critter stamps. So you can see again those really fun trees, even just stamped in gray, adds so much charm to whatever kind of card that you are making. So finally, I want to give you a closer look at our standalone dies. So some of these cards may look familiar, but this will just give you a closer look or a better idea of how the dies were used on these cards. Now this first standalone die set is 51-583 crystal frames, and I think this is like, if there's anything you get from this release, this is my most favorite. Now I recommend when you get this die, personally, I took out these center portions, the Let It Snow and the individual snowflake, but I kept together that outer frame and that sort of inner frame piece as you see there, and I'll describe why in just a second. So here's what that Let It Snow looks like. Now this little individual piece, you can place this anywhere on your card, on your tag, on your background, and run it through your die cutting machine, and you will get that snowflake outline and sort of that stitched look, and you have the flexibility of choosing wherever you want that. Now here's why I said I would keep these other two pieces together. Here's a standard size card, and if you run this through your die cutting machine, once it's cut, you're going to get these pieces. So you're going to get that outer frame, this plain inner frame, and then that inner piece that you can use. And what's fun is you can really mix and match your different colors with that outer and inner frame and sort of that middle frame that you get by keeping it together. You can see what a pop you get if you just add that white right there. You could put even just a sentiment embossed in the middle of that card and it would look complete with that die cutting. You could add color cardstock to the center and have 3 different colors used. There's just so many different ways you can use that, especially if you keep those two pieces together. You can also layer up just this very simple frame and make it a nice thick piece and use it on your cards, which I'll show you some examples of that here in just a minute. And then this piece is really fun, whatever colors you're using it in. It's great for sentiments. You could use it as a gift tag piece. There are really just tons of possibilities with this, and it makes a really beautiful look on your card, whether you're going for cute or you're going for a more elegant style card. So here I've used just that outer portion of the frame and put my scene sort of in the front and the background sky. You can see it, look, it's really cute. Here I used all the pieces. I cut it all from white, and then I just used a marker to color that middle piece or that very simple frame there to match my image. Here is an example of where I've used just that sort of inner frame that you get, and I stacked several of those together and also added some foam dimensional adhesive behind that. And I wish you could capture on camera how dynamic just that simple white frame looks. But if you're looking for clean and simple cards, it really is a great use of this die set. Now our next standalone die is 51-572 Jumbo Joy, and I'll give you an idea here on a standard size card, the sizing of that. So that's a 4 1/4 by 5.5-inch card base. And so you get a look, it's this great size of joy. I love the style of the letters and all of the different ways that you can use it. I have used this on a lot of cards, which I will give you a look at here just a second. So here again, I've sort of poked that critter peeking out so that, oh, you can do a lot of different things with that. Here I've used this heap of joy stamp right up the middle, and again put it across and combined it with some other die cuts. You can even perch little birds or little critters up on top. And this also works, like you can see, for elegant or for more cutesy designs. Now this is 51-551 Reindeer Leaps, and a look at that here once it is cut. I really love the detail on the antlers and just the entire shape and movement that you get with this die. Now, speaking of adding this toward the center of that joy, here I've used that Jumbo Joy die cut and added the reindeer leaping through the O with the Happy Holidays message. Next, we have our Creative Die 51-553 Fir Tree. And I just think this is the coolest looking tree. And the different ways that you add it to your card, you can really frame up your images that you're using with. So here you can see just by tilting it a little bit to the left and to the right, it perfectly frames up the critters in the center and also the sentiment to go in the center. I've done the same thing here. You can see it looks good in white or green. It's just a really simple scene here if you add that with the hand trimmed snowbank and sort of vary the heights of that fir tree. And then this is a really elegant card where I have colored it with my markers, splattered it with snow, and added it at a couple of different heights with some hand trimmed snowbanks. So you can use this for elegant or for cutesy cards, scene building, masculine cards. It's really versatile as well. This is the Creative Die 51-585 Glacial. It's a really fun looking snowflake. I also love that if you trim off these longer pieces, you are also left with a really great shape in the middle. So it's kind of like getting a 2-for-1 with this. So you can see here on this, I've used some pieces of it is in the whole piece and some where I've trimmed them off and combined it with some other creative dies to create an entire snowy border. This again is that legal size card. This really shows off the beauty of that snowflake die up in the sort of massive sky with the little penguin below. And then here again, I've used it in the background. I've stacked up a couple of them together for extra dimension, just die cut them twice and then glued them together, and then combined them with some other snowflakes, which goes well with that sentiment about being unique. Next up, we will take a look at 51-570 Folk Art Christmas Tree. Again, another really unique tree, can be used for Christmas or for any type of winter or whimsical designs. I even think you could add some little die cut flowers to this tree and use it in the spring. So very versatile. Here's some cards where I've used that. Again, lovely and white with a lightly inked background. Cute with critters or for more elegant cards. This card I've used it and perched a little bird on it so you can add more color. This is kind of an all die cut card. There's a lot of different ways to embellish it. I forgot to mention here on this card, it looks great with just little pearls added on there. So easy, but just dresses it up. You could also do those in colors like sort of folksy ornaments that you might have on there. And then our last creative die to take a look at is 51-562 Christmas Wonderland. This cuts all the way across a nice border across the full 5.5 inches of a standard size note card. And here is a look at the card that I've created with this. Now for this I actually put it across and then trimmed a couple of the trees off and added them down below on a hand trimmed snowbank. So you can also trim off these little trees and use them individually. There's again lots of versatility with this one, and you also get this really nice stitching detail that runs along the edge of that creative die. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at the new collection, First Snow by Penny Black. I'd love to hear what your favorites are or which ones you'd love to see for, if there's any particular cards you'd like to see for tutorial videos. So don't forget to enter our giveaway here on YouTube. It's a $50 shopping spree to our online store. Subscribe to our channel and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified of all of our new videos once they come up. And to shop this new collection, I'll link to our online store and be sure to click on the new button on the sidebar to find all of these new stamps and dies. And you can also continue to connect with Penny Black on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, as well as our website and blog. And all of those are linked down in the YouTube description box below. Thanks for watching.